Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to Randomly Random. I am Bwame, your internet's bestie. Today for our movie date, we are watching and reacting to Emilia Pérez. I have heard so many things about it, both positive and negative criticisms, and I thought I should watch it for myself so I could form my own opinion. So get your snacks ready, get your popcorn ready, and let's dive in. Let's get into it.
The movie begins where we see Rita Mora, a vibrant and intelligent lawyer. One day her boss gave her a tough case. She had to make a murder look like a suicide, and she pulled it off brilliantly. But instead of getting credit for her hard work, all the praise went to her boss. Rita felt frustrated and...
I'm confused, like right from the beginning. Her boss made her turn a murder, like make a murder look like a suicide. Okay, I guess they are the bad lawyers, right? What? Okay. I don't know, that just threw me off. Okay, let's continue.
Unappreciated. She had been working so hard, yet no one noticed. After the court session, she went to the restroom to take a break. That's when she got a strange phone call that would change her life. The person on the other end asked if she wanted to become rich. They told her to come to a certain location in 10 minutes. At first, Rita hesitated, but then she thought, why not? She decided to go. When she arrived,
Guys, let's set the scene. You are an unfulfilled lawyer, right? Clearly she's not happy. And then one night somebody calls you and says, meet me somewhere in 10 minutes. You are a lawyer, like for bad people. Are you not scared that it's like a death trap? But I guess if somebody called me and said, do you want to be rich? I would automatically also bow and kowtow to their demands. I mean, where is the logic? You are a lawyer. You've represented a lot of bad people. So probably you are on the defense side, right? And then somebody just calls you, meet me in 10 minutes. Do you want to be rich? Meet me in 10 minutes. And then you're like, why not? Do you not fear for your life? Isn't part of being a defense lawyer like taking courses in taking courses in like safety and security? Like what? Okay. Whatever.
Appeared, covered her face, and drove her to a hidden place. It was so secret that no one would have guessed it existed. There, she met Manitas Del Monte, a feared and powerful cartel leader. Manitas controlled his dangerous world with an iron fist, but he stayed hidden from the public. Manitas made Rita an unusual offer. He would pay her millions if she helped him with a big plan. He wanted to undergo surgery to change his gender, fake his death, and make sure his wife and kids escaped to safety. He explained that he was tired of his violent life and knew he would soon be exposed. At first, Rita wasn't sure if she should take the job. It was very risky, but the money was too good to pass up.
I'm so confused. If you're a criminal, right, and you're not planning to tell your, if you're a criminal, right, and you're not planning to turn yourself in, that's the word I was looking for. Oh God, turn yourself in. Why would you call a lawyer? If all you want to do is what, change your gender, why wouldn't you call a doctor first and foremost? Because technically, if you were to change your gender, I mean, aside, the fingerprinting and stuff, you could actually escape and no one will ever know, like ever, until, the deeper recognition with your fingerprint or whatever. You want this lawyer to help you with a big plan of changing your gender. Why did you not just go straight to a doctor? Like, I feel like in this case, if he was turning himself in, I would be like, okay, yeah, the first person you should speak to is a lawyer. But he wants to change his gender so that he can escape his crimes. That's the whole point. So why is he going to a lawyer first? I don't get the logic. If I'm missing something, put it in the comments. But I feel like the first person she should have gone to was the doctor. Or is it just me? And then maybe after a lawyer. Right?
She agreed and got to work.
So, your client doesn't have a name?
For the moment, he desires to remain anonymous.
Mexican, like you?
Yes, and he has tons of money.
Okay. So, has he started home therapy yet?
Yes.
When?
2 years ago.
Any medical issues since? Somatic, psychiatric?
No.
After a lot of searching, she found a doctor.
So basically, Rita is not like, she doesn't feel unfulfilled per se. She's just a poor lawyer who wants to be rich. Right? Who wants to be rich and recognized for her work? But, poverty can also make you feel so worthless and unfulfilled. So I get it, okay? I get it. Chase poverty away from your life, okay? Embrace wealth, okay?
Who could do the surgery. The doctor was hesitant at first, but changed his mind after hearing Manitas' story. Rita also met Manitas' wife, Jessi, who dreamed of leaving this life behind and returning to the United States with their kids.
Are we going back to the United States?
Manitas introduced Rita as a business partner.
Okay, I'm not sure about what I just saw, but so what? Selena is the criminal's is the criminal's wife? Are we going back to the United States? I don't know why I didn't expect like the narration, this narrating to show any like form of them speaking, in the actual movie. But anyway, that just took me by surprise. Okay, so Selena is called Jessi here, and she's the wife of the criminal. Okay, let's see what happens.
Despite the tension, the family had moments of happiness together. It was clear that Manitas deeply loved his children. With Rita's help, everything was set. Though it was hard for Manitas to let go of his family, his desire for freedom was stronger. Jessi also struggled with the idea, but she agreed to relocate for the sake of their children. Rita handled everything smoothly, and soon Manitas' death was staged. Everyone believed the feared cartel leader was gone for good.
Why is she crying so much as if she doesn't know her husband is alive?
Began a new life as Emilia Pérez. Rita helped her navigate the legal and personal challenges of her transformation. 4 years later, Rita was in London when she bumped into Emilia.
Later.
During their conversation, Rita quickly realized who she was. At first, Rita would...
Oh wait, Manita is now Emilia Pérez, who the movie is centered on. Okay, I'm getting it.
Scared, thinking Emilia had come to hurt her. But Emilia only had one request. She missed her children and wanted Rita to bring them back to Mexico. It was a difficult favor to ask, but Rita agreed to help.
Oh, so they're in Mexico.
She went to Jessi and told her that Emilia had sent for the children through a trusted family member. Rita made it happen, showing once again her skill in solving even the toughest problems. Rita brought Jessi and the children to meet Emilia. The moment Emilia saw her children, she couldn't hold back her emotions. She hugged and kissed them, overwhelmed with joy.
Do the children know who she is?
Emilia then asked Rita
Who
to
he
stay
is?
and live with them.
How do I refer
But Rita
it?
politely declined. While they were talking, a woman approached them. She was looking for her lost son and shared her painful story. This reminded Emilia of her past as Manitas. Feeling the weight of her mistakes, she decided to do something good to make up for her past. The children slowly grew comfortable with Emilia. They noticed that she smelled just like their father, which touched Emilia deeply.
What?
With Rita's help, Emilia started a project called La Luchachita. It was a
What is this movie? Like, they couldn't have said, like, maybe they noticed that she had mannerisms like their father or something. They noticed that she smelled like their father. What? What's a reason to give for children to become comfortable with? Okay, I guess that, how someone smells can also be of sentimental value, But, They couldn't find any other reason why they could say the children started feeling comfortable with Emilia. Other than because she smelled like their father, they started getting comfortable with her. Okay.
That's organization weird. Aimed at helping families find their missing loved ones. Meanwhile, Jessi reconnected with her ex-lover, Gustavo. It turned out she had secretly been seeing him while she was with Manitas. When Emilia found out,
Traitor.
it hurt her deeply. During this time, Emilia met Mrs. Flores, a woman whose abusive husband had been missing for 5 years. When Emilia told her that her husband had died, Mrs. Flores felt relieved and free. Emilia and Mrs. Flores quickly bonded and began a happy relationship together.
That
Emilia
escalated
also
quickly.
grew closer to her children and loved spending time with them. Rita and Emilia continued to have a positive impact on each other's lives, and everything seemed to be going well. But the peace didn't last. One day, Jessi came home and announced that she was marrying Gustavo. She said she planned to take the children to live with her and Gustavo in Polanco. Emilia couldn't bear the thought of losing her children,
Oh my God. I
which
hope
led
she
to a
didn't kill.
heated argument between her and Jessi. Determined not to let the children go,
Oh my goodness.
Emilia
Don't go
sent
back to
one
your
of her
old
men to
ways.
handle Gustavo.
Woo.
The man offered Gustavo $100,000 to leave Mexico City for good.
Really? That's
However,
it?
the next day, Emilia received terrible news.
I mean, hey, if you don't have money, $100,000 is quite good, at least to start, you know, to start from somewhere, put it in some stock, some investment so that the money grows, you know. It's quite good if you are like poor, broke. $100,000 is a lot of money, I guess.
Jessi had taken the children and disappeared. Furious, Emilia cut off Jessi's access to all her money, making things even harder for everyone involved, especially Rita. Soon after, the police came to Rita with grim news. Emilia had been kidnapped, and her driver was found dead. 3 of Emilia's fingers were
Who
delivered to
kidnapped
Rita
her?
as a warning. Then, Gustavo called. He demanded money and put Emilia on the phone
Gustavo.
to beg Rita to do as he asked. Rita didn't give in easily.
Wait, but how did Gustavo know that it was Emilia that ordered the guy to beat him up? How? Does that mean Gustavo knows that Emilia used to be a man and was Jessi's husband? How did he put 2 and 2 together? I'm so confused. Let's continue.
She brought a group of armed men to the meeting. When Gustavo saw that Rita wasn't alone, a shootout broke out.
So what? Rita is now like a criminal too. She brought armed men to rescue Emilia. She couldn't call the police as a lawyer. What is happening here? Oh, okay, but if she calls the police, then the police would have to investigate Emilia, and then they will then find out that Emilia used to be Manilo or whatever, the criminal that they've basically been looking for years, right? For about 4 years now. Okay.
In the chaos, Emilia confessed the truth to Jessi. She was Manitas and regretted everything she had.
I'm confused. Did Jessi not know that Emilia was Manitas this whole time? I thought she was in on the plan to change his sex or gender or whatever. So basically, she didn't know that was her husband. So when she was telling him that she used to be in a relationship with Gustavo when even her husband was alive, that means she didn't know that it was her husband she was actually telling. Is that what is going on? Because, So who did she think she was bringing her children to all along? Like, who did she think she was living with all along? Because when Rita sent for Jessi and her children, she came to stay with Emilia. So basically, she was staying with Emilia and she didn't know who Emilia was. Like, Emilia was her husband. Look, I'm confused.
Done. Gustavo forced Jessi and the children to flee with him. In a tense moment, Jessi pulled out a gun and tried to stop Gustavo.
I thought Jessi was in love with Gustavo, and that's who she wanted to be with. So how come he's now forcing them to live with him when they wanted to live with him in the first place? Remember, Jessi told Emilia that she'll be marrying Gustavo and living with her children to stay with him, right? What is happening?
During their struggle, the car they were in spun out of control. It went off a cliff and exploded, killing Gustavo, Jessi, and the children. Devastated by the loss, Rita was left with no choice but to take care of the 2 surviving children. She promised to give them the love and care they deserved, despite all the tragedy they had faced.
Is that how the movie ends? Okay, what? Look, I will give this movie a 5 out of 10 because I feel like there are many missing pieces that this recap did not specifically give us. You know, it feels like there are some empty potholes, like there are some potholes in between what this movie is telling us this movie is about, okay? So Rita went from an unfulfilled lawyer to a criminal, basically, because she's like an accomplice. I know that there's attorney-client privilege, but how far is too far? When does that privilege essentially become like criminal? Because I know that even under attorney-client privilege, there are some things that a lawyer needs to, like is required to involve police, you know, when it becomes like criminal-like, right? There are some exceptions to attorney-client privilege, which I'm really sure that this falls under. Okay, so this has been Emilia Pérez. Nothing extraordinary about it, honestly. Will I go watch the full movie? No. I know there was some weird dancing scene. I don't know where that comes into all of this. But yeah, I think there was a dancing or singing scene. I've seen that around. I've not watched it, but I've seen that around. And I also watched Rita's Actors Roundtable, Hollywood Roundtable on YouTube. I don't know Rita's real name in real life. I forget. Something Sultana. Is it Sultana? Okay, no. Zoe Saldaña. Did I say Sultana? Guys, I'm sorry if you're a Zoe Saldaña fan. I'm sorry, okay, if I butchered her name. At least I tried to correct myself. But yeah, I'll give this movie a 5 out of 10. I am not going to look out for the movie to watch it myself. I'm pretty sure some of the acting in there was not it. Even from, I don't want to mention names, but even from just this recap, like what I'm seeing, questionable acting, hello. But yeah, guys, did you enjoy this movie date? Let me know in the comments. And if perchance you have watched the full movie, right? And this recap missed some significant part of the movie that you think is vital, right? To our understanding or appreciation of this movie, just put it in the comment section. Give us paragraphs. We will read it, okay? Guys, thank you so much for sticking around with me on this movie date. I hope you enjoyed yourself because I definitely enjoyed myself, even though I am leaving more confused, right? But yeah, is it quite a different storyline? I feel like I've watched a lot of 90s blockbuster movies like this where like the criminal changed his identity or underwent surgery and things like that, right? But it's quite different. Like most of the time they just like have some face surgery to change their face. They don't really change their sex. So in that way, the plot of this movie is quite different, you know? But I'm still shocked that Jessi did not know that Emilia was her husband, Manita. I'm actually shocked. Who did she think she was bringing her children to when Rita sent for her? I'm still confused. If you watch the full movie and you know, put it in the comments because I'm like, why would you move your children from America to Mexico when you didn't know who you were bringing your children to? So basically to her, she was living with a stranger, Emilia. What is happening? Anyway, guys, since you enjoyed this movie date with me, please do like and don't forget to subscribe. Bye, guys.